Hello everyone, this is Chris from Docketwise, and I'm happy that you are able to attend our new features Roundup webinar covering our newest features in the first half of 2022. If you would like to learn more about any specific features that we discuss, of course, please feel free to reach out to our team and or visit our help center and YouTube channel, which will be linked in the description of this video if you are watching the recording on YouTube. So in this webinar, we are going to be covering some of our most recent features and enhancements to messaging and client communication, document requests, reporting, case management, and finally invoicing. So without further ado, let's get started with the first of our new features and enhancements to messaging and client communication. This one is our messaging and client communication feature for text message conversations. And text message conversations make client communication easier than ever by enabling you to have two-way text message conversations with your contacts within Docketwise via SMS text messaging. So for this example, I'm going to go ahead and just click on this text message icon. And just to note, you have to be either a suite or an enterprise subscriber to have the access to this feature and then enable it. So let me click on this and we'll open up the text message modal. Here, I'm going to click on New Conversation, so I can start a new conversation with one of my contacts. So this contact will be Patrick Starr. And I'll just go ahead, search for him, and select this contact. Since I already have a mobile number entered for this contact, it's going to appear automatically here. And if I want to assign this to a matter or anything, I can do that here as well, just by clicking this checkbox and selecting the matter as well. So I'll go ahead and create this conversation, and then I'll just reach out to him with my first message. So let's just say, hello, production. You can reach us at this number if you have any questions. All right. So let's go ahead and just send this out. And to send this out, I would just hit the enter button and he will receive this message. All right, and now let's go ahead and wait for our client to get back to us. Okay, so I think we have a new message coming in, but let's go ahead and close this and open it back up. So here we see Patrick actually did get back to us with his message. So he says, thank you, Attorney Williams. I got the invitation to the questionnaire and I'm working on completing it. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and respond to him. Great, thank you. See any questions specifically? Oh, sorry, if you have any questions. So let's go ahead and change that. Questions specifically about the questionnaire, feel free to leave a comment on a specific question. So I'll go ahead and send this over. And I'll also go ahead and close this. So let's wait for our contact to get back to us. And just here on the contact overview page, or sorry, on the dashboard, you can see when I get a new message here too. So since I had closed that out and I received a new message, we have a notification here. So I'm going to go ahead and open this, and we can see here we have the notification for Patrick Starr that we received a new message. So I'll go ahead and open that one up and check it out. All right, awesome. So we're also going to be getting those documents that he's going to be uploading through the client portal. And now let's move on to our next enhancement for having CC and BCC fields for sending out a client communication. So in Docketwise, you can easily CC and or BCC your firm members and or contacts on your outgoing email messages from Docketwise. So to go ahead and demonstrate that, I'll click Create New and select Message right here. So I'll be sending out this message to contact Johnny Bravo. And we'll select the contact. And let's say we're going to save this to a matter as well. So of course, we'll give it to Johnny Bravo and his matter as well. So now let's say for here, I want to CC his spouse. So I'll look for the spouse and include her in the CC field. And let's say I also want to BCC one of my, I guess, firm members here as well. So I'll go ahead and select the firm member that I'd like to BCC on this message as well. And let's go ahead and import a template. Let's go ahead and just type out a message here. So I'm going to just title it USCIS interview follow-up. And then I'll go ahead and write out my message here. So, hello, Johnny. Please find your USCIS interview notice. When you have a moment, please contact our office so we can get you scheduled for an interview prep session. So I'll go ahead and send this message out. And after we send this message out, of course, we can see everybody who's included in this message, if it's the firm member, and then also who's CC'd here as well. So if I go to this contacts overview page, I will be able to see that in their messages, as well as for the individual contact who is CC'd as well. So I'll go ahead and open up this one right here, and we can see under messages as well that she's being included, and also she's the one in the CC field. So next, let's actually jump into our merge tags in email messages. So with merge tags in messages, you can include contact and matter information in email messages, and even from email templates. So to get started, I'm actually going to go ahead and open one of my email templates here. So let's go ahead and find message templates. And the one we want to open right here is, I believe it is this one. So I'll go ahead and click the edit. And you can see here, I already have some merge tags filled out. But before we go ahead and look at those in the message, I want to go ahead and show you how we can include merge tags. So we have a drop-down list here where we can select various inputs where it will put the contact related to or the recipient of the email's information into the email, as well as matter information. So we have this, and then also for a complete list, you can click this first option for view all merge tags, and you will see a list of all merge tags that can be included in our email messages. So I'll go ahead and close this out and just go ahead and show you how this looks. So we are just greeting the client and then also including their spouse details in here as well, and just pretty much thanking them for choosing our service. So this is what it's going to look like right here when we send this out, but it will of course replace these tags with the clients and matter information. So now I'm going to go ahead and create a new message for a different contact. So let's create a message right here. And we'll go ahead and choose the recipient as well. So I'll go ahead and choose the recipient, Patrick Starr. I'm going to associate it to his matter as well. And let's choose the matter here. And next we're going to choose who we CC. So let's actually CC, oh no, we don't have to CC anybody in this message. So let's go ahead and import this template that we were using, which was the new case welcome email. And we can see here it is inserted the template as well as the subject of the template that we had. And if we want to preview how the message looks before we send it out with the information inserted from the contact or matter, we would just click this preview button, and then we can see the preview here. So we can see this. It's greeting him, thanking him for choosing our services, mentioning him and his spouse as well, and then just giving him his next steps. So we can see all of that information has been input automatically. and we'll go ahead and send out this email. All right, so this is just a preview of how it looks. And then also when we go here, we'll be able to see the same thing. And that's what he's going to be seeing as well with the information automatically being input. So now that we've actually reviewed our latest enhancements to messaging and client communication, let's move on to our upgrade to document requests. So with our latest upgrade to document requests, clients or invitees may upload multiple files for each document request question in a custom intake. So here, I'm actually going to go to settings and edit a custom intake template that I already have. So let's go ahead and choose custom intakes here. And I'm going to be editing the household member questionnaire. So I'll just go ahead and click the pencil icon to open that up. And to include a document request in a custom intake, we just go over to custom. We would select document request as the question type, and we would include the question or document we are wanting to receive from the invitee. So let's go ahead and add a question or document request in here. So tax return transcripts for the past 3 tax years. So go ahead and add this question in. And in order to add that, after creating this question, we'll just click the slider bar and activate that question to be included here, which we can see is included with the other requests as well. So we have this automatically saved. And let's say we're going to go ahead and send this out to a contact to complete. So what we would do here is, of course, create a new form. We'll choose who it's going to. So let's say this is going to our contact Myra Casey. We'll be adding the form, which will be, of course, this intake. So we'll choose household member questionnaire and choose Myra Casey as the one who will be responding to this. So we have this, and we're going to go ahead and actually invite the contact or invitee to see how they would see it. So I'm going to go ahead and click invite, click on shareable link, and then copy that link. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly open an incognito tab or window so we can open this invitation. So we see here all of the questions, and to see this document request, we're going to go over here. So we can see this question right here for tax return transcripts for past 3 years. All we're going to do is click in here. So I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop these ones in here, and all of these files will be associated with this client. So once I hit this, those are submitted. There we go. And here we go. So now I'm going to go back to the contact, and we can see all of these files have been uploaded properly after that submit button was checked. So we're going to go ahead and jump on to the next topic, which is covering our latest updates and enhancements to reporting. So let's go over to reporting right now. I'll just go ahead to the dashboard, and then I'll click on create new report. All right, so for these latest updates and enhancements to reporting, we're including additional filters and additional data points within Docketwise. So first, let's get started with our leads over time report, to which we have added additional attribute filters. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the leads over time report. And then here we can see our leads over time. So the filters that we have added, you can see under filter by attribute. We have general contact information, also some demographic information available for filters, as well as the custom attributes, which are available for Suite and Enterprise subscribers. So let's say I want to run a quick report on leads on, let's say, just for marketing spend based on their date of birth. And here I'm just going to say date of birth is before, let's say, for people above 30 years old, so 6/30, that would be 1992. Sorry, 1 second, 992. And we'll apply that filter. So we can see here, these are the leads that we have had that are over 30 years old. And then also one of the custom attributes that I have is identifying the lead source. So this will be useful information for me to use in identifying which, I guess, client segments are coming from which areas. So now let's move on to our next upgrade for invoice reporting. So I'll go back and click on invoices over time. Okay, so for this one, so for the payment reports upgrade, we have added a new filter and data point for which we can see which invoices currently have a payment plan active. So here, let's say I want to run a report just so I can see all the invoices that are currently on a payment plan and possibly make sure that we're receiving all of these payments, that the card isn't being declined, etc. So all I'm going to do here is just select this filter, payment plan status, and then I will click on active. So once I apply this filter, I can see all of the invoices that are on payment plans. And let's just take a quick look here. So let's see this one. So we can see that the whole balance is still due, and it was issued last month. So let's go ahead and actually open that invoice. So yes, we can see that no payments have actually been here. So we can actually go ahead and even send Patrick a quick message, and so he can go ahead and pay that. So I'll open up the text conversations feature again, so we can get in touch with him. All right, so I'm just going to say, hello, Patrick. It looks like we have not received any of the payments as of yet. Can you please contact our billing? All right, so now that that's good, I'm just going to go ahead and show you all the next feature we have, or upgrade to reports for contact reports. So what we have added to contact reports is the demographic filters that we have seen in leads as well. So these ones are, these ones can be found right here. So we've added zip code, city, state, race, Hispanic or Latino, permanent resident, state of admission, with a before or after filter, as well as a marital status filter. And these ones you see here below are just from custom attributes that I've created on my account before. So let's go ahead and see these columns as well. So these are all the data points we're also adding to the filter, or adding to the reports. So if I want to add anything else, I can also go ahead and just select any column that I want to have displayed in this report. And then once I select the columns I'd like to see, I'll just go ahead and click on the update button. So for this hypothetical scenario, let's just say that I'm a nonprofit organization and I need to run a report on the clients I've worked with that requires some demographic information to be included. So let's just go ahead and click on the date created filter. We can say it's just for this year to date. Then I'm going to go ahead and filter by attributes. Let's say it needs to be all clients served within the state of New York. So all I would do right here is just type in the state and then click on the update filter. And then you can see all of the filtered, or sorry, all of the filtered results that I would have for this report. Of course, right now I don't have many data points on this demonstration account. But if I want to, I could go ahead and export these results to a CSV and have that ready for all of my nonprofit organization reporting that would need to be done. So next, let's jump into our case management feature upgrades. And the first one I want to mention is an upgrade to our notes. So for this upgrade, let's actually jump over to one of our contacts. This contact that I'm going to use for an example is Gregory Isaacs. And with this new feature is actually the ability to pin or favorite a note. And after we do that, it would actually appear at the top of the list. So let's say we have an important detail, maybe consultation notes. Of course, that would be very important to have, I guess, at the top of mind. Also, maybe other things such as let's say, like tracking information or anything important. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and star this note for the consultation notes. And once I refresh, we're going to go ahead and see this up at the top. So if I want to, of course, unfavorite a note or unstar a note, I would just unpin it, and then it would just appear in its original location. So with that out of the way, let's move on to our next feature, which is expanded user permissions. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to settings under user access, and we can show you these right here. So I'm going to go ahead and edit our firm user, Jim Gardner. And these actions are only available for firm admins, I want to note as well. So let's go ahead and edit some permissions. We already have these included, but the ones that we have added now are contact permissions, form permissions, matter, task, file, message, event, and lead permissions. So with unlimited access, they'll of course have default unlimited access as they normally would. And with no access, they would not be able to view, create, edit, or delete any of those particular resources. So let's say in this scenario, this is a user who's a receptionist, and we just want to, I guess, restrict access for forms and tasks as well. So we're going to go ahead and select no access for forms, and then also for tasks as well. So once these changes are saved, of course, the user would not be able to log in or do any of those. They would not be able to do any of those actions on their accounts. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that. We added forms and tasks. So let me just pull up another window so I can demonstrate how that would look for that user who has those restricted permissions. All right, so I logged in as that user, and let's say if they try to create a form, this is just what would happen. They would be blocked from that action. If they tried to access the forms dashboard, that would also not be possible. And just another thing for tasks as well, even if, let's say, at a contact, and they want to, when they try to edit access the forms or tasks from here as well, that action would also be blocked. So let's go ahead and move on to our next new feature within Docketwise, which is user roles. So with user roles, each user is able to indicate a specific user role. This user role will be displayed next to their name when this user is assigned to a matter in the matter overview page. So I'm going to first show you how I can set this for myself. So under personal information, I'll be able to set my user role. And here you can see that I have set my user role as attorney. And if I want to save those changes, I will just go ahead and click Save Changes. And also as an admin user, the admin user would be able to edit the role of any firm users. And to do that, we would just simply click on Actions and edit the user. And then here we have the field where the admin can see the current role and or change that role as well. So let's update this user's role to, I guess, what did I say that role was? I guess secretary. Legal secretary. So no, that was receptionist I had said. So let's go ahead and indicate role as receptionist. And if I want to go ahead and assign that contact, or if I want to go ahead and assign that user myself to a matter, that we would appear with our names and our user roles on that matter. So here I'm just going to assign myself, and let's say this user as well to this matter, and then we can see myself with my user role as attorney, and of course the other user with their user role as well. So next, we're going to jump into our new feature for our trash can. So the trash can, it lets you view and restore deleted contacts, matters, forms, tasks, notes, invoices, messages, and files. So let's say anything is accidentally deleted, that can indeed be retrieved. So let's just say for here under files, if I accidentally were to delete this file, for example, I would be able to go to the trash and then see that file there as well as retrieve it. So if I want to retrieve or restore a deleted file or whatever the resource is, I would just click on the restore option and then it would be restored. So I'll go ahead and return to the files dashboard from the files trash can. And you can see that document now is being displayed again. Same thing would be for all of those other resources. Task, for example, if I were to delete a task, or if I were to clear completed, go ahead into the trash can and retrieve all of those tasks as well. And again, the same thing, I would click on the restore icon to restore those resources. So now let's jump into our next new feature upgrade, which has to do with invoicing and billing. So we have added the ability to reflect refunds on invoices or invoice payments that were made towards the balance. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to my invoices dashboard or index, and let's open up this one, for example. So we can see that the client has made a payment here, and if I wanted to reflect that was refunded in this invoice and for reporting purposes, all I would do is click that edit option next to the payment that was made or received, and I would activate the slider bar. And when I activate the slider bar, it would also give me the option to leave a note if I were so to choose that option. And also, I do want to note while I'm here is that if I were to have received a credit card payment via the LawPay integration, refunding in Docketwise would not refund that payment. That would have to be done manually in addition in the LawPay as well for that refund to actually reach the client. So in order to save this refund, we have activated the slider bar, and I'm going to go ahead and click on Save Payment. And there we go. So we can see that this is being reflected as refunded. And also, I'm going to go ahead over into my reports, specifically invoices, or sorry, payments. Let me figure out which one it is. Yes, it would be payments. So I'm going to do payments over time. And then we can see here refunded as payment status. So if I click this, I can see all refunded payments here as well. So now that we have come to an end of our demo of our new features, I'd like to take a moment to respond to some of our questions in our Q&A. I see a couple here, and if anybody has any other questions, of course, please feel free to share those questions, and I can see what I can do to get them addressed. So the first question we have here, I can see, is will the recording of this be available? Yes, so we're going to make this available within a few business days on our YouTube channel. If you don't have the YouTube channel, you can just search in YouTube Docketwise, and that should be the first result. Also, if you reach out to our support team, we'd be happy to help direct you over to our YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe and click the bell notification, you will be of course, notified right when the video is uploaded. Let me see, how much extra is it for the custom document request feature? So if you're referring to the feature for custom intakes with the document request, that's included in all subscription plans. So whether it's standard, suite, or enterprise, any subscriber can do that document request feature in a custom intake. All right, so we have another question right here. Let's view this first. Yes, so we are still working on implementing e-filing features. We have the DS160 available in beta, which is available to Suite subscribers. So if you're a Suite subscriber, I would just direct you to go to settings, and then to beta settings, you could opt into the beta for the DS160, and the DS260 is on the horizon as well. Question here. To fill out the contact information, the only thing you would need to send for filling out or for inviting a contact to their forms, you would just need to fill out, I would say, their email address if you're sharing it via email, or mobile phone number via text message invitation. Okay, so I see another question here about user permissions. So about limiting payment and invoicing, that is actually one of the permissions we actually did have previously. So if you want to prohibit users on the account from accessing invoicing and even financial data permissions, we have those options as well. All right, I think that does it for the questions. I appreciate everybody having attended, and I will see you in the next new features roundup. Thank you, everybody.